friends, we have created the required database. Now it's time to collect this information, and through a script we need to store inside this database. So how can we achieve this? First we need to collect this information. So inside our JavaScript we have collected this information, we have checked everything, whether the email ID is proper or not, whether the password length is sufficient or not. Now it's time to pass this information to a PHP script which will store those information into the database. So how can we achieve this? For this we are going to use post method of jQuery. Okay, so let's first remove this. So del.post is a function provided by jQuery. It will post the values to a PHP script. So first we need to create a PHP script which will store this information into the database. Okay, so now we need to create a new file and save this file as, let's name it save registration info.php. okay, we are creating a PHP file. The extension is .php. The file name is save registration info. Okay, save registration info. Now save this. Now here we have created the PHP file. Here we need to set the file name. Okay, so our save registration.info PHP file is present in the same directory, so we need to mention the file name only, save registration info.php. okay, comma, then we need to pass these values to the PHP file. So how can we pass these values to the PHP file? As a JSON. Okay, now we need to pass these values. So how can we pass these values? We need to form a JSON. So how can we define this? Very easy, a key and value. So we are sending email and its value is email ID. Okay, so email is the key and email ID is the value. This is this email ID which user has provided. We are passing that value as email. So from PHP script, by accessing this email, we can access this email ID value. Okay, now we also want to send the password. The user is trying to register with us, so we can keep this pwd, no issue. Okay, that's all. We need to provide two values only. Okay, so we have set the file name, the file path. Okay, and we have sent the values which we want to store in the database. Now we need to capture the result. Okay, so here we need to create a anonymous function. This is an anonymous function. It will capture the result. So the result is data. Okay, now by accessing this data value we can access the result. So initially we are going to print this result into the console. Okay, so our post method, $.post method is ready. Now let's check this first. Okay, so here we need to check if is set will check whether a post method is set or not. Okay, if is set, $_post, we need to provide the value and the value is email. Okay, comma $_post and the value is pwd. Okay, we are checking whether both are valid or not. If both are empty, then it will not execute further. Okay, if both are not empty, if both are carrying some values, then it will do something. So first let's print whether we are capturing this value or not. Okay, let's concatenate with a comma and $_post pwd. Okay, so what is happening now? From this JavaScript we are sending email ID and password to this PHP script. Once it receives the values, it will echo. Where will it print? We are capturing in the function data. Okay, here we are capturing back the response. So here it will print into the console. Okay, let's save this. Let's save this file too, and let's reload the file. So let's provide one email ID, example@example.com, and the password, let's provide some random password. Okay, and sign up. See, it is printing example@example.com, comma, the password. Okay, so we are successfully sending to this PHP script. Okay, what now? Let's first capture these values into a variable. Then email ID is equal to $_post email. Okay, now similarly capture $pwd is equal to $_post. Okay, pwd. Okay, now we have captured these email values and password values into this. Now let's save into the database. So how can we save values into a database using PHP? Let's see. First we need to create a connection variable. Okay, now this connection variable holds MySQL connect this function. Okay, MySQL connect is a function provided by MySQL, and we need to pass its important variables. The first variable is the server name. So our server name is localhost. Then we need to pass the value of user. Here the user is root. Then we need to pass the password of the database, and the password is blank here. Then the database name, our database name is demo site db, right? Okay, so we have created a con variable, and this variable holds this connection info. Now we need to check whether the connection is valid or not. If $con is true, then echo yes connected, else echo failed to connect. Okay, now save this, and now let's run the web page. Okay, let's provide a email example@example.com, provide a password. Okay, now click sign up, and it is saying yes connected. Now we can remove this. We have tested this connection is working fine. So now let's create the SQL command that we need to store these values. $SQL is equal to insert into the table name. What is our table name? Our table name is registration temp. Okay, and we need to provide the column names here. Email ID is the email column, is one of the column name, and password is the another column name. Okay, and status is the another column name. Okay, and verification code is another column name. Okay, so I have email ID, I have password. Okay, so okay, our string value should always be kept inside double quote or single quote. Okay, because we are already using double quote here, so we are going to use single quote to avoid any kind of conflict. And then because we are not passing a value but we are passing a variable, so we need to concatenate this variable with this line. So how can we achieve this? We need to use concatenate operator. We need to end this with double inverted comma. So this ended here. We are concatenating this value here. Okay, so $email ID. Okay, and then comma the password. Okay, the password is also a string value pwd, comma status initiated. Okay, we are providing here a string value, so we don't need to concatenate this. Okay, comma, we need to provide a verification code here. Okay, so how we are going to generate a verification code? Very easy. For this we are going to use a function. Let's define a function here. Function generate gen verification code. This is a function, it will generate a verification code. Let's declare a array variable. This is an array variable. Okay, use the keyword array. Now store these values, store required values. A now let's store some numbers. Okay, 0. Okay, let's store some special characters such as hash. Now we have an array which contains these values, so we need to generate 8 length verification code. So first declare a blank verification code, var code here. Okay, this is a blank. This variable contains blank string. Okay, it has no value. And now let's concatenate all the generated. So what we are doing, we are randomly generating index number. Okay, let's count $key value -1. So we are capturing in each loop, we are passing a random number. By this it will capture random values from this array and concatenate to this var code. So at the end of this loop we are going to get 8 length verification code. Okay, now at the end of this loop we need to return this var code. Okay, return $var code. Okay, now it will return this value. So here we need to call this function gen verification code. Okay, now we are done. Okay, so our SQL command is ready. Now we need to, if MySQL query underscore query, let's pass this both parameters, $con and $sql is true, then echo data inserted, else echo failed. Okay, so let's capture the error. .mysql error con will capture the error and we are concatenating with the message. Okay, now let's save this and run the program again. Let's reload the page. Let's provide example example.com password. Let's provide example 123456. Now click sign up. Failed unknown column pwd in failed list. Okay, oh, so here the column name is password, but in the code we have provided, see here we have provided pwd. Okay, that's why this error is raised. Now change this column name to password. Okay, save this. Now load the page again, provide example example.com password, provide example 12345. Data inserted. Let's check the data. So this is our demo site DB is the database, and in this database we are storing inside registration temp. Okay, see this contains one record. Okay, so the verification code that is generated is B %854 MPR, this is a system generated verification code. This is the password the user has provided, and the status is initiated because we have set the value to initiated. Okay, now what? We should not keep any user's password like this. This is not appropriate, so we need to encrypt this password. The easiest way to encrypt any password is convert into MD5 string. So an MD5 will encrypt the password. Now let's save this. Let's reload the page once again. Provide example@example.com and provide the same password, example1234. Okay, sign up. It gives me message data inserted. Okay, if I check my table, another row is inserted, but this time the password is encrypted. See, can you see this password? 044BECC. Okay, so the password is now encrypted. We should always encrypt users' valuable data in our database. Okay, now this second time also a system generated verification code is stored in the database. Okay, now what?